Hello YouTube, it's Juice. I wanted to apologize in advance because the audio of this video might be bad. This is my first attempt at making a YouTube video with my GoPro. I haven't bought the fancy microphone adapter and all that stuff yet. I'll get around to it, but it's kind of pricey, and this thing was kind of expensive to begin with, especially when you love to buy ammo. You know how it is. Anyways, I was watching a video on Scorpion configurations, you know, one of the jillion videos out of there, and they rightfully pointed out that most of these configurations are actually the same. Mine kind of falls into that category pretty much. I feel like I went all out on it, maybe a bit too much, because this starts to look like a toy to me after a while, and not just because it's super fun. I just I get the idea that people might get that impression. Although I swear all of it, if you're a gun person too and enthusiast like myself, at least a Scorpion enthusiast, my knowledge on all guns isn't too great yet. You'll know that it's all legitimate except for this. I could do without that. Anyways, I just thought it'd be fun to show my configuration since everybody else likes to do it. And I have a question for you guys. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna work front to the back. I'll get to it. I'll start off with this Valkyrie mini light. I had the original Valkyrie mini on here. This is the version 2. This one's 600 lumens. I actually bought the light for a subcompact, but it turned out to be way cooler than the original one. The original one sits lower but has a way longer body, and I think a 400 lumen light. This guy is 600, so the beam is actually quite bigger, the light on it. And again, it sits higher, but it's a lot more modular. You can adjust the forward and backward part of it. I actually took the original attachment and took the top completely off. And actually, I'm sorry, you know, it looks messy. I'm sorry, these are my guitar parts. And actually, I'll switch Joy-Con things, but this is my project desk. It's kind of dirty. Anyways, off subject. I actually rotated the attachment for the light so that it gave me enough room to add a second rail panel here, because the original one, like this, is obviously sat longer. You couldn't have a second one, which made it a lot more comfortable when using the Night Strike grip, which, hey, nice segue. The Night Strike grip, if you've seen it on videos, is awesome. I dig it 100%. At first, my plan was to grab more of these rail covers, which are these guys, the XTM enhanced rail panels from Magpul. And I was originally just gonna put a few of these on the bottom as well, but I seen a video on the Night Strike grip and fell in love with it. And then my OCD got the best of me, and I actually kind of filed off the back of it, because I wanted to put it as far back as I could so that I was so that I could at least feel most of the weight closer to my hand. And when you put this as far back as you can, it actually made it so you couldn't detach the lower when cleaning the weapon. So I took the simple, at least what I consider a simple route, and I filed that down so that I could bring it as far back as I could. And actually, I'm forgetting this attachment. I bought a couple of different sling attachments for the rail, because I watched a video from, shoot, oh, I forget his name. Dang it. I watched a sling video anyways. I'll attach a link if I can remember it. I watched it a while back that gave the tip to use a 2-point attachment sling, and it worked out really well if you were to put the sling attachments as far on both sides of the gun as possible. And actually, that's the reason I bought this extra guy. There was 2 options that were the same price. This one was $7 or $8 that came with 2 of them, and this one was about $7 or $8 by itself. This one worked just fine, but I prefer this one because there's very little play. Once you have the sling attachment hooked in there, it doesn't move around too much. Whereas this one, being as large as it is, there was quite a bit of rattle going on whenever there was slack in the sling, and I wasn't a fan of that. But because I bought it, it had nothing to do with it, and just thought it looked cool, I decided to stick it there just in case, just as a redundancy in case I did want to attach to it. But admittedly, it's just there if it looks. Alright, moving along. With the Manticore arms, 32 round mags. I'm sure you guys all recognize, they're awesome. I got 4 of these along with the SB Tactical Sling in a promotion that we're having. I don't know if it's still going on or if it's a standard thing, but it was 200 bucks for the SB Tactical Sling, the CZ version that already came with this attachment, and it came with 4 of these mags for 200 bucks. When I was comparing it to other braces, I can't think of their names right offhand. It just seemed like the better deal at the time, and also that I dig the style and look at this anyways. I will say that this was a bad buy. I read in a couple forums that these were prone to cracking because they don't have the metal lip like the third-party one. Third-party manufacturers do, and it's true. After going to the range a couple of times and just cycling my carry ammo, because I saw in another video on the Scorpion that it's probably a good idea to use factory first products when carrying, but that turned out to not be great, as this ended up cracking anyways. On that note, this is what I have in that mag. This is the carry ammo I got. It's a lot of fun. Took it out to the range, everything was working just fine. Didn't have any problem cycling. Alright, next, the bill. The bill release. I grabbed that from HB Industries. Actually, just about all these were from HB Industries, mostly, except for the Apex grip and the brace. Well, I suppose that too. Because I got the extra large charging handle, which is excellent. I left the original on here on the right because one of my plans when getting attachments was for this was to try and keep it as ambidextrous as possible. And well, I suppose I couldn't control the light from the if I was holding with my right hand. I thought it'd be best to keep a spare charger on there in case I need to cycle it from the other side. And with the Holosun, you see the model there, HES503CRGR, I don't know. Whatever. It is a cool, really cool one. I dig quite a bit with the low profile attachment I have on it. I don't think you can see the reticle though. Okay, there we go. It's a 65 MOA surrounding a 2 MOA dot. And using the low profile attachment, you can actually co-witness. It's pretty close, but you can actually co-witness the iron sights. I've seen a lot of people using a high rise in some of these videos because on the Holosun attachments, when you use the risers, they're hollow and you can co-witness the iron sights below the optic. And that's actually really cool. I messed around with it for an afternoon, but I just didn't like how high it was. It looked a bit comical to me, and because since I can co-witness with the iron sights anyway, I figured that was kind of a more redundancy too. Just like the safety. Let's just keep moving down. This is the short AK version that I have on the left. Again, I was trying to keep it ambidextrous, and I have the long one, the long AK safety on the right side. They're asymmetrical just for the simple fact that I thought it would be neat. I still do. Of course, went with the red flat face trigger, and I got the spring with it as well that HB Industries sells to reduce the weight of the trigger. I like that quite a bit. I really dig the flat feel. And I got the Apex grip, which is actually putting quite a bit more callus in my hand than I had before. This thing is super aggressive, not just because of the grip tape there, but even these, the way it's dimpled, I guess, is that the word? Like, that thing grabs your hand. You are not letting go of this unless you want to. And last but not least, we have the SB Tactical Grip, or Tactical Brace, and that's the question I had, if anybody knows. I've been attaching my sling to this, but the sling, a 2-point that I ordered came with a couple of different attachments that you can do it. And what I want to do is wrap this around. Try this with one hand. Wrap this around. Basically, well, it'll be facing the other way, the way I planned it. But I wanted to wrap it around and have a loop through, which will actually close the brace a bit more permanently, at least until I took it off. And I'm worried that that could count as an alteration to the brace. I don't know if that'll be legal. So if somebody knows, please let me know. I would love to be able to attach the sling that way, because reasons. I've tested it out a little bit, and just like the video that I watched pointed out, having the sling on both ends keeps the gun really stable against the body, which I really like, and I want to keep doing. But again, I don't know if that's legal. If it's not, then obviously I don't want to do it. I'll just use the original attachment, or nah, this isn't far enough back. Yeah, I'll probably just use that thing. But anyways, there's my setup. Let me know if you like it. Please let me know if you have any knowledge on that subject, if that's okay with this. Thanks.